Hello, everyone, and we are here for the long anticipated, highly requested transfer target video. I mean, Christmas is days away. I'm building my Christmas wish list for Santa for you all in this video. You guys can all see right next to me, right here, is my Christmas wish list request. We're going to be building it here in this video. You can see that 1, 2, and 3. And boys and girls, we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We are just a few subscribers away, and you want to make sure to be subscribed because there's over 30% of you that watch our videos that don't subscribe. Don't be a ghost viewer. Be subscribed because we're doing a giveaway for 2,000 subscribers for our subscribers. So you want to make sure to be subscribed if you watch our videos consistently. And as well, we have a huge video, shirt shopping video coming out with former now Seattle Sounders midfielder Danny Leva, and you guys don't want to miss it because if you're not subscribed, you might miss it on your feed and whatnot. Because if you're subscribed, then you'll see it. If you have the notifications on, you just click it and it'll send you straight there on your screen on whatever smartphone that you have. So make sure to do that. Smash the like button. And as we go on to this video, boys and girls, drop your guys' comments. What positions do we need to look for this offseason? Will we make any signings? Any players that you think we should go after? This video is going to be loads of fun because I did a lot of extensive research on a variety of positions, players that I think we should look at for this offseason. Will Craig take some notes, watch this video? Who knows, man? If any of you know Craig, send it right over to him. So as you guys can see on the screen, we got 3 spots open on our little wish list card. I think for number 1, we got to go for an outside back defender. I think that's something to look for. A midfielder, because we're looking very bleak there. And of course, an attacker, a striker most preferably, and I got a little bit of something for each one of them and a big surprise at the end of the video. So make sure to stick around to the end for the big surprise, and I know for a fact you all will like it. So as I said, first and foremost, defenders. First guy I have up on my list here is Daniel Danoon. So he is a center back that's playing in Serie A and is under the age of 22. He's 21 years old, and a lot of the plays you're going to see here is they would fit under the U22. So, Craig, if you want a player that could make an impact, I think a lot of these players can do that. Not all of them are, but I did keep that in mind because we have 3 open U22 spots. He plays for Pisa in Syria, also has played for Switzerland at youth level. Hasn't gotten that many minutes, but he is a center back. I know that is not a position of need per se, but this dude looks like a beast, a beast. And at some point, Yamar is going to go, Kim's going to go. Never hurts to bolster up the squad. I know we signed Sailor, but I want some of that Danoon. So yeah, he looks really good. Let's look at some of his stats. As I said, he's played for Switzerland at youth level. He can play in the outside back positions. He's played in Syria. He's played in the Swiss league. He looks solid. I mean, a guy that's like kind of like on the preferential, if I said that correctly, in Europe probably translates to a solid player here in MLS. And he kind of fit. He ticks all the boxes you want. He's built like a brick shit house. He's on the younger side. He looks like a beast, man. I don't know how many more times I have to say it. He looks like a beast. His contract does end at the end of this season. His value's not really like crazy high. And he's got that defensive versatility. Kind of gives off like some Reece James vibes, in my opinion. But yeah, no, played for Zurich throughout most of his career. Looks like he's made the jump to Syria. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, dude, why would someone from Europe want to come to MLS? It doesn't make sense, Sean. Like, right now, MLS is in an interesting position because Messi is here. There's a lot of global recognition, World Cups coming here, things like that. And I know for a fact, because I know a lot of players in Europe that have an eye on MLS because of all of these factors. So there is an interest if you give the players the right contracts, the right deals, what they might be looking for when it comes to signing for an MLS team. So first one is Daniel Danoon. I think he's a solid choice. Center back isn't an urgent one, but I thought to throw him in there. Next one, which I think is a position of desperate need, is an outside back. Ruel Walters. He plays for Luton, who are now in the 3rd tier of English football. It's kind of crazy to think that they were in the Premier League just a few years ago. 21 years old, from England. His main position is a right back, but can play center back, and I believe can play in the left back position. I believe, I'm not positive, but mainly plays right back. I think it would be healthy, great competition for a guy that can play right back. And for all we know, we could probably convert him into a left back. Doesn't really matter. Plenty of players are versatile like that. And he's played for England at youth level. When looking at his stats, he looks okay. He hasn't gotten that many minutes, but has bounced around the lower leagues of football in England. Mainly, it looks like his youth career has been at Arsenal. He had his best season, what was it, last year with Luton, getting 14 appearances for them. This year it doesn't look like he's made that many cameos. Yeah, I mean, he looks okay. He looks decent. He kind of again fills a void of a player that we need. Again, on the lower end, again, the thing is yeah, maybe they might look a little dusted in Europe, but trust me, there's so many players that like we've even had that were kind of dusted in Europe that came to us and just look really freaking good. So don't let like, oh, a semi lack of game time deter you from thinking this guy can't be a beast. Again, as I said, I looked into every single player. He looks decent. He has a profile that I think suits us very well. Again, strong, good cross on him. That's like the Brian Schmetzer classic right there. And is the big thing I love, and I think we all love, like, for example, about Christian Roldan, very versatile. Very, very versatile across the defensive line and can play right mid. Again, very similar to Alex Roldan. Sometimes we do deploy him at the right mid spot when needed. So realistically, sadly, we won't be able to splash out big money because we don't have any vacant DP spots. But I made sure to look at players that are very realistic from Europe. None of these, by the way, I have no cop outs with an MLS. There's not a single MLS player. I'm not copping out. I think that's the easy, lazy way of looking at things. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be lazy and be like, oh, yeah, we should go for Espinoza from San Jose. No, man, we're cloth above. Espinoza's a good player. But we need to be looking outside, no more with an MLS trades. We're going to the big 2026 now. We used to make more European, South American-esque trades back in 2016, 17, 18, 19 than we do in the last 3-4 years. Like, come on, man. MLS has changed a whole bunch. So Walters is another shout as my defender. Moving on now to some midfielders slash kind of defenders. Arthur Pydeford. Now, this guy I really like because I watch Westerlo a lot. I have a friend that plays at Westerlo, and I've never met him personally, but like got invited by Westerlo to their training facility, and I briefly got to meet most of the team. This dude is a baller. Plays CDM, but can play in the center back spots. Plays for Belgium at youth level, which again is really good. Is 20 years old. So again, U22, make an instant impact. Here's your guy. This is your Obed replacement right here. This dude is a baller. Westerlo aren't one of the like higher end Belgian teams. They're not like an Anderlecht and all those guys, but they've produced some good players. I mean, they have, if you guys remember, Brian Reynolds, who used to play for FC Dallas, who's an outside back. He plays at Westerlo right now. This dude's good. He's been a linchpin for Westerlo this season, and his transfer value is gone up. It's kind of on it's maybe a good time to buy. It's a good time to buy. Looking at some of his stats, he gets a lot. Look at this. 20 appearances last year, is already on 15 this year. He's adding some goals, adding some assists to his game. Might be a good time to look at him. Might not be that. He's on a little bit of a rise. Yeah, dude. Arthur is this dude looks good. He looks good. I don't think he's a bit of a destroyer, but also kind of like a Danny Leva, moves the ball forward. Again, similar. I think he's a nice mixture of a Christian and Obed. That's how I look at him. And again, we're not breaking the bank. He's a U22. I like him. I think he's a really good player. I've seen him play multiple times, been in the same area as him technically. And after I kind of started following him more and more, he used to play for PSV at youth level too. Not too shabby. I've kind of been following him more and more, and I've recognized this dude's solid. And imagine an MLS. Oh my god. Oh my days. So moving on to the next one, another midfielder. Again, we're staying in the Belgian league. Noah Mbamba. This guy has won trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy. I believe he used to play at Bayer Leverkusen. That's why. Again, similar to Pyford, play DM. That's his main position, but can play attacking and can play defensive. So he's more of a center mid. I don't mind that. Again, it's a little different mix for us, but can play that defensive and attacking role. Again, plays for Belgium at youth level. Dude looks like a beast. He's getting a lot of minutes at Dender. I know they're the worst team in the Belgian league this year, but this guy I think has looked good as well. Again, another player that I follow he plays on Dender, so that's why I've watched him a lot as well. Again, I think the Belgian league's a good underrated league to look at. Where did he play? Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen. So he was part of Bayer Leverkusen's team that won the treble. So that's why he's got all these accolades. So this dude's won trophies. Again, 20 years old, only valued at 1.5 million euros. Again, this dude looks like a baller, a different profile as well. Like, I don't think we've ever had any Belgian footballers. And they have some good players in this league, some good young talent. And Mbamba looks like a dude that he can play across the whole midfield. So let's say Rusnak gets hurt, throw Bamba in there. Christian gets hurt, throw Bamba in there. Obed isn't here, throw Bamba in there. But yeah, no, this is a guy that I think fills in a lot of roles and adds competition for Albert Rusnak. Think about it, we only have Ferreira, who weirdly plays out wide more than he plays cam or as a second striker. If you want a true cam, throw Bamba in there. So, or sorry, I said Bamba the whole time, but it's Mbamba. Mbamba. His nickname's Bamba now for us. But yeah, Mbamba, I think could be a good shout as well. So he's on loan. Okay, so he's still owned by Bayer Leverkusen. I just noticed this. So he's on loan to Dender. Hey man, when that loan ends, you wanna come to a team, play against the Messis, the Regulons now, the Rodrigo de Pauls? Come here, come here, come here, man. I like this. This one I even like more than Pie for, just because again, he's coming from a good team. Bayer Leverkusen were a historic team. They didn't win the treble, and I know I said that earlier, but went undefeated in a whole Bundesliga season and invincible in the Bundesliga. Just being a part of that type of team is like invaluable experience that you might not ever get being a part of that type of group. So he's going to be my last midfielder we talk about, because now we're moving on to the main enchilada of this video, the attackers. The attackers. And up with the first one. You know, since it's AFCON season, I've talked about players in the Belgian league. I'm sticking with that. It's Omar Diakite, a player that won AFCON with the Ivory Coast, previous AFCON iteration, currently on loan to Circle Brugge. And maybe that team looks a little familiar to you, because I believe this is the team that good old Kevin Danke came from. And we all know how much of a baller Danke is. And he's currently on loan for them. He's having an okay season. He can play striker. He can play on the wing as well. Plays for Ivory Coast at senior level, and as well is 21 years old. But you would have to be paying a little bit of a hefty fee for him. And who knows, maybe he's at AFCON right now. Maybe Georgie and Nuhu could have a little talk to, hey, Diakite, come over to Seattle. We need a striker. But dude's got a profile that, again, suits the Brian Schmetzer ball, and is just, look at this. Was valued at 9 mil, has kind of dropped a little bit. Could be a good time to buy. That's a good time to buy in stocks. Looking at his stats, played in League and I think is on loan from Stade Reims, if you pronounce that correctly. If there's any French people watching, I apologize. Looks like he was at Salzburg for a little bit at youth level. I believe it's the youth level one. Playing for the Ivory Coast is baller, because that team's got such good attackers. Again, this is the different spice of life I want in this team. We already have some African influence. Let's stop going with the Seattle thing, the Seattle fetish we have. Like, oh, this guy plays for UW, or this guy's from Federal Way, or this guy's from Tacoma. How about we get a guy from the Ivory Coast? Let's add something a little different to this team. Again, he's on loan with Circle Brugge. He's having an okay start to the season. Again, it's okay. But again, a lot of these, I mean, he's bagged goals in league. Again, I think he would translate well with how we play. Very strong, can play on the wing. Again, some of that attacking versatility. But again, is mainly a striker. But is a dude, he just I'm sorry with the sound effect there, but he just knows how to get the ball forward. He's got power, he's got speed, he's got force to him. That's what we want from a striker. So Omar Diakite, he's going to be one of the ones on the more like higher end from the strikers I want. Next one is Damian Pizarro, Chilean Youth International. Now we're going to the South Americas, and he's on loan to Ligue 1 side Le Havre. And he looks decent. He looks decent. He's just a striker. He's a little bit of like a prospect in Chilean football. Again, falls under that U22 spot that we have. He's not having a great year, I will say. This one is a little bit more on the riskier side, but risk is what I like. He's owned by Udinese in the Italian league, but really made his name at Colo Colo in the Chilean league. And Colo Colo's got the coolest name, coolest logo. Yeah, he was a bit of a beast for them there. And I think there could be a lot of similarities with MLS. And again, this is more so U22. This guy gives off, for me, Joveljic vibes. That's what he gives me. He's got a little bit of swagger. He's been successful in the Chilean league. He's played now in Europe, has played at high levels, played in Serie A, Liga. Could be a sleeper. Save Udinese are like, you know what? Flog him off for the cheap. Again, we want to buy low. These players have had high stocks, and I think it could translate in MLS. But right now, they're a little on the low side. You want to buy them cheap, build them up high. And again, these guys, you could always resell them, kind of similar to Miguel Almiron or like a Thiago Almada, like Atlanta United have done. Buy him young, sell him high. And then they brought back Almiron on a cheaper deal than they sold him for. That's called business right there. So Damian Pizarro, interesting pick. I would say a little bit more on the riskier side, but I do like his profile a lot. He kind of gives off Rui Diaz vibes a little bit. I think he's taller than Rui Diaz though, so yeah. But has that South American flair, and who doesn't like a good old South American striker? Now moving on to Diego Gonzalez. Another South American striker, currently plays, he's on loan to Atlas. Now, he's got a little bit more of a bop bop to him, and most likely will be called up, not most likely, but has a chance to be part of Paraguay squad at the World Cups, played for them at youth level, can play striker, but as well can play in the wing positions. Again, versatility, man. Christian Roldan right there. He looks solid. He's currently on loan. His stats are a lot better than Pizarro's, who we just talked about. I don't think it's as good as Diakite's, but again, Diakite is going to cost more. But this guy, Diego Gonzalez, he looks decent. He looks solid. Currently on loan from another Serie A squad in Lazio. Was successful, I believe, for their second team, as you can see. Has been doing a lot better in the Apertura for Atlas right now. Like, dude's going off right now, or went off. I don't know if it's over or not. I don't follow Mexican football super well. But yeah, I love the offensive versatility we get from him. He's doing pretty decently well at Atlas. Again, he's only on loan. You could buy him. He could buy him cheap. Let me see. Let me go back to the last page. Kind of like his valuation. Has it gone? Yeah, see, it's going up. He's on an upwards trend right now. He would not be under the U22 contract, but again, I don't think he's too expensive where if you make the right sales, you move the right contracts around, you could get him. I think you could get him on a TAM for sure. So Diego Gonzalez, I'm not super keen on him. The guy that I like the most by a country mile, remember the name, Omar Diakite. Hopefully it goes off in AFCON. That would be so crazy. But yeah, Diakite's one. This next person, the second to last, he's not a striker. He's a winger, but I think he could play striker. I think his character build would work. I kind of like him. Like, he's kind of up there with me with Diakite, but I think he'd be a fun surprise package. Gives me off Oba vibes. Going back to the Belgian league, but this time with Ghent, a higher caliber Belgian side, Swedish Youth International, Mamadou Lamine Sonka. Sonka looks good. He's having a little bit of a rough start to the season. He plays left winger, but I was watching his highlights. I think he looks really good. I think he looks really, really good. He has been like okay in the Belgian league for Ghent, has played in the Conference League, really made a name for himself. I believe this is a team in Sweden. Their name will pop up. Haken, BK Haken. Yeah, I think it's a team in Sweden. Made his name for himself there. The big thing with him is he falls under that U22 contract opportunity, and he's not too expensive. And again, is a youth international for Sweden. I like Sonka. You got to watch his highlights. I would put it up, but I don't want to get copyrighted. So I'm not going to do that. We've had Swedish players or player in Gustav Svensson play left winger. He can play striker and can play right winger. Again, versatility. I think he would translate well in MLS striker. Call me crazy because he hasn't bagged any goals or assists, but I think he would translate well. The only problem is I don't think he fits the Brian Schmetzer mold. I think Pizarro fits more of that Rui Diaz mold. Diakite fits more of that Brian Schmetzer, brick shithouse, Brexit ball, heading, strong, powerful, Drogba-esque player. Sonka is just an interesting wild card, in my opinion. I know by trait he's a winger, but there's so many wingers that have come from Europe to MLS that got converted to striker that have done very well. But yeah, he's going to be the second to last one. And drum roll, everybody, please, for the final man. We even got some exclusive footage of him. Antoine Griezmann. This is the guy I want us to go for. It's just jokes, folks. It's complete jokes. It's a dream. We can believe, we can dream. Maybe one day we get Antoine Griezmann. But yeah, boys and girls, I don't want this video to drag on too long because I don't think there's that much to talk about. On your guys' free time, just look up some of the players on Transfermarkt. I think the main things you need to look at is position, age, price, and kind of where they played. What's their portfolio looking like? And I think a lot of these players I brought up could be good players to scout and are very realistic for a lot of them that fall under that U22 deal that we have 3 open spots for, so we haven't used any of them. So we'll have to see what happens. Boys and girls, make sure smash the like button on this video. I know this was highly requested. We will do one more of these closer to the end of the transfer window once we kind of see what more deals happen, don't happen, everything in between. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Do you guys agree with some of the players? Throw in some more players into the hat. Maybe we put them in the second video. Who knows? Let me know your guys' thoughts. Subscribe, smash the like button. Let's get over 2,000 subscribers. But boys and girls, I hope you'll have a lovely day.